It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Yeah! Super cool.
How about that?
Behind the wheel of a classic car. And a goal to scar Britain for antiques. The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
Yes!
And valiant losers.
Blast it!
Will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster? This is the Antiques Road Trip. Groovy, baby.
We're out on the B roads once again with our adventurous experts, Natasha Raskin Sharp and Philip Serrell. We're big fans of a country lane, aren't we, chaps?
It always makes me nervous when you go down roads that have got green grass growing in the middle of them like this one has.
Why?
Well, because it means you'd about to disappear off the end of the earth.
Oh, are you a flat earther?
Well, and this is it, look at it, it's all flat. Any minute now we could drive off the edge.
No, Philip, this is Lincolnshire. It just looks that way. At least it's not taxing the Sunbeam Alpine.
You're getting close to retirement age. A flat landscape would be nice for you, wouldn't it?
That was harsh.
Whippersnappers, eh? Last time out, sprightly Serrell employed some unorthodox bargaining techniques.
Tails.
Heads. Blast it.
While fresh-faced Natasha failed to make the right impression at the auction.
You know,
Why are people laughing at me? Do you know the difference between you and I?
Why?
Is that you're not embarrassed to haggle. You have no shame. I, on the other hand, cringe. I want the ground to swallow me up asking even for a fiver off.
Shameless Phil managed to put his initial £200 to work and netted a tidy profit of £26.80. While Natasha's fortunes took a little dip, leaving her with £183.50 to play with today.
We should finish the actual competitive element of our road trip now, and then we can have 5 days just really having a lovely jolly time. What do you think?
Just because you're ahead. You're so competitive, Phil.
Me?
Yeah, nice try, Philip. They started their trip in the east and haven't strayed too far yet, but they'll eventually head up to Yorkshire, before ending up on the west coast at St Anne's-on-Sea. Today, we're making our way towards an auction in Nottingham, but we begin in the Lincolnshire Fens at Long Sutton. One-time home of infamous highwayman Dick Turpin, but the town's a little bit quieter these days, at least until these two showed up. Watch out. Parking, de point.
To the door. How about that?
Chauffeur-driven station. Top job.
You're out before I've even switched off the engine.
I'm going to wait for you, my dear.
Yeah, you'll be cheek by jowl in Long Sutton Antiques this morning.
OK,
Which way do you want to go?
You go right, I'll go left.
Okie dokie.
It's big, all right. Plenty of room to get lost in without fear of treading on each other's toes, although the sheer amount of stuff in here can boggle the mind. Stand by for a boggle? Well and truly boggled, I'd say.
It's the very start of the day. Philip's here. He's got money. He's got more knowledge, hands up. Well, he's got a few years on me. So I think I'm a bit nervous. I think Phil's making me nervous and I'm freaking out.
Just breathe, Natasha. Take a leaf out of Phil's book.
Hello. Oh.
See? Calm and collected.
They talk about can't see the wood for the trees. There's an awful lot of trees in here.
Oh dear, sounds like he's having a bit of a wobble too.
I wonder what he's like. God, blimey. So this is in bronze, and it's a newspaper boy. And if you want to see an example of a really bad cast bit of bronze, just look there, look. Can you see that seam? It's so rough. His face doesn't look the happiest in the world, does it? I mean, not like me, not like smiley and happy Phil. But having said all of that, it is solid bronze.
A finely cast bronze figure can do very well at auctions. Sadly, this ain't one of them.
There's a ticket price here, look, of £65. And that wants to come at like £35 for me.
Well, dealer John's the man to ask. Here we go.
Your views on this?
Yep.
Well, he's not the best quality, but you know that. He looks like he needs a good dentist, doesn't he? How old do you think it is?
Well, I put it in the 1930s.
Would 30 quid be any good?
35.
Put him by. I'm going to have a think about it.
OK.
Right. Now, how's our other shopper getting on? Feeling a bit more chilled?
Here, you've got this beautiful Irish pot. It's studio pottery, green glaze, nothing particularly special about it. Problem is, I don't want it for the auction room. I want it for my kitchen. Amazing, £6, a beautiful piece of functional pottery. Serrell would be proud.
And talking of which, how are you, lovely? Right.
I'm going to put it back down.
Have you found anything yet?
Apart from a £6 pot, no, I haven't. I don't know what's going on, Phil. Have I lost my mojo? Did I have it to begin with?
Don't know about your mojo. It's time to cut your losses, I think. Plenty more fish in the antique sea, as they say. Now, back to that bronze. Shall we do a deal, Phil?
I do like this.
Yep.
I don't know that I can do 35. I can do 30 to give myself a chance at the auction.
Well, we said 35, so I'd like to be near to that.
Different. You a gambling man?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, no, not this again.
Get a coin out your pocket. Don't show me what it is. Put it down there.
Yeah.
And if I win, it's 30, and if you win, it's 35.
Fair enough. Okay, no problem.
Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put it on the counter so I can't see it. That's a tail. Do you know what? That's twice on the
It's a head.
bounce I've lost these now. So that just cost me 35 quid, didn't it? Go on.
Sorry.
No, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
You never learn, do you, Phil? One big bit of bronze bought. I think you better hoof it. Out on the road, our Tasha's mood is a bit like the weather.
I'm really hoping to buy a few things in the next shop, because if I don't, I'll be in trouble.
Chin up, old girl. She's heading west to Spalding for her next retail opportunity. And with a name like 3 Pieces of 8, there's bound to be treasure in here. Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello, Dave and Ian.
It looks like there's loads to see. Shall I just get stuck in?
Please do.
Yeah, that's the spirit. No messing about. Take the bull by the old horns, eh? I think that's a cow. No, it's a horn.
Here we've got a wrought iron boot scraper in the shape of a Scotty dog. Super deco, the motif of a Scotty dog. It says on the label it's estate made. So having visited a few fancy estates in my time, you do generally have stables on that estate, and therefore you have a forge, you have the blacksmith who's making the shoes for the horses. It says it's circa 1920s, that's the style. It could well be 100 years old. So it looks the part.
And it's priced at £75.
What's nice about this is that if you have a farm, if you have a big estate, then you do wear boots and they need to be scraped because you're not going to trod your mud through the carpet. I like that. So yeah, all of a sudden I'm a country girl. No, I don't look like a country girl.
More Breton, urban, Scottish biker chick, I'd say. Anything else?
This block of wood is the plainest thing in the whole entire shop, because it is quite simply a turned piece of oak by the looks of things. That represents the skull, on top of which a milliner would fashion a hat. It's a hat block. But it looks so smart, and without a stand, sometimes they have, and this has, these lovely finger holes, which immediately, of course, make one think of a bowling ball. But I also want to know what size it is, and I did see that there is a measuring tape here. And my husband says I have a pea head, and I want to measure it because I don't think it's that small. And then put this around. Right, here we go. Oh, there we are. Right, apparently my head is 21 inches. Let's see what this is. It's 21 inches. My head is made for this hat block, and I don't know if that's a sign, but it feels like a sign.
It's priced up at £45, though.
Maybe there's room to negotiate, I don't know. But if the hat fits...
Oh, very good. I think she may have her mojo back.
This looks weird. A barn find untouched, very sharp teeth.
Intriguing.
This I know nothing about, so let me bring this over. Gentlemen,
Yep.
please explain.
Right.
Over to you, chaps.
It's a 1916 military issue trench saw. They used to carry it in the trenches. That's the tool they would use to cut the wood.
Okay, so hold on. These, I guess these
These
are the handles.
Yep. The blades are sharp.
Yeah, they do look like teeth, don't
And
they?
there you go, one end.
One end. Oh, it's really big.
There you go, 2 ends. And that is a saw.
So to me, to you sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
That's very interesting. Is it British made?
Yep, the maker's mark is on the end. And there's a crow's foot mark to prove it's military.
There is, look at that.
The crow's foot, or broad arrow as it's known, was used to identify an object as property of the Crown, and it's still a criminal offence to use it without authority.
So, what did I see on the label? £50?
You did.
Right?
Time to cut that down then.
So, boot scraper, I'm totally into. Hat block, I'm totally into. Saw, I'm totally into. I think it would be good to ask who owns what.
I own that.
Okay.
I own the other two.
Okay, I'm coming to you in a moment then. Okay, Dave, me and you, £50.
Okay.
What's the best price?
25.
25. Would you do it for 20?
Yes.
Okay, £20 is super generous. Thank you very much. Okay, cool, £20 done. Ding.
You're up next, Ian.
You know that I'm an auctioneer, so you won't be offended when I tell you my opinion auction style. So lower end of the estimate for each of those is £50. Huh. It's kind of cheeky, isn't it? It's just, it is what it is. I don't know what to say.
For both.
For both, Dave.
Ouch. That's almost as much as just the block. I would like a little bit more on the scraper. So if I did the both for, say, 60.
£60, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
Are
happy
you
with
sure?
that? Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure?
It's fine, honestly.
Sure?
I'm probably going to hate myself later.
Shake his hand now.
Shake while I'm still there.
She really hates negotiating, you know. So, £80 all in then, 20 for the sword, 25 for the hat block, and 35 for that pooch. You best make yourself scarce, Natasha, before they change their minds. And with her finally out of the gate, where's Philip got to? He's called a halt to his shopping and is headed to the village of Sutterton, where he's taking the afternoon off for a spot of fishing. Perfect weather for it, pouring with rain.
Ah, you must be Hayden.
Hello, Phil.
How are you? Good to see you.
Thanks.
This is a fantastic place to go fishing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's renowned for big carp and eels. It's why we came here. I mean, I've been fishing since I was 4 or 5 years old with my dad, and it's my favourite pastime. The most interesting thing a man can do with his time is fishing.
Well, follow me, Hayden. I'll show you how it's
Phil,
done.
You need something.
What? Oh, right. Oh, what, a hat. Thanks, that.
Maybe that'd help.
Quite think it's the weather for a sun
summer-
hat. Never
summer
mind.
hat.
Come on, it's better than nothing.
Hayden's a bit of an expert when it comes to one particular fish, Anguilla anguilla, the European eel. And Lake Helen, which he owns, is the ideal place to introduce Philip to the art of catching these mysterious creatures.
For centuries, nobody knew where they came from and where they went to breed.
Right.
But they actually migrate to the Sargasso Sea in the Caribbean.
This is completely landlocked, so how do your eels get to the Sargasso Sea?
Well, on rainy nights like today, they migrate across the fields and the land at night time, crawl down the dike systems, back into the tidal rivers and marshes around here, and back to the Sargasso Sea.
Well, I never did.
They're like salmon. When they breed in the Sargasso Sea, they all die.
Really?
And it's the young elvers that migrate back across the Atlantic, back to the original lakes that their parents came from, which is absolutely amazing.
Well, let's see if we can catch one of them then.
Shall we get your pole ready?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Pass me that hook, Phil, and I'll give you a worm.
So, Hayden, all I've got to do now is just lob this in.
Gently.
Is that all right there?
A little bit far. Now, we're fishing right close to the lilies, Phil, where the fish tend to be.
This is good stuff, Hayden.
That's it, grab a chair, and you're fishing.
Traditionally caught in wicker baskets, eels were a staple of the diet around here and a vital part of the local economy for centuries. They've even been used as a form of currency. Indeed, the stone used to build Ely Cathedral was paid for in eels. But it was during the 19th century that their popularity spread.
They went to working people in the big cities to feed the burgeoning Victorian populations. The population exploded in Victorian times and they needed cheap food to feed those people. And jellied eels will last a fortnight. They don't go off easily. The gelatin makes them
Horrible.
stop going off. It was the food of the working class in London, you know, and it was ubiquitous. On every street corner there'd be the jellied eel man and eels and... Yes, you've got it this time, mate.
Isn't that a nice little fish?
You've caught a perch, Phil. Whoa! I'm going to stick him back, Phil.
Yeah.
Off he goes.
OK.
Well done, mate.
Now, that was not an eel, was it?
No, but we're on the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eels fell out of favour as a food source when their numbers dwindled dramatically from the 1970s. Sadly, they're now on the critically endangered list. Here at Lake Helen, any catches are always put back. Not that our own J.R. Hartley is much of a threat to the local population.
I think these eels are just teasing me.
That's a better fish, Phil, is it?
Do you know what? I think I'm just naturally gifted at fishing.
There's your roach, lovely red fins,
fish,
beautiful roach.
Yeah. Put him back in, Aiden.
Will do, mate, will do.
We'll put him back in.
I think the only thing you're going to catch now is a cold. Let's retire to the warmth of Hayden's kitchen and the closest you'll get to an eel today. Sustainably fished, of course, and don't worry, Phil, it's not jellied.
Here we go, Phil, smoked eels. A Finland eel, especially for you.
So I'm going to give this a go. That's really quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Try it with a bit of horseradish, and when you've finished your supper, your ride will be waiting outside.
It absolutely hosed down, so I'm amazed you've got the roof off the car, really.
Well, that's great British weather, 4 seasons in one day. The question is really, was it Ely good?
Oh dear. Good night. Next morning, our couple of sunbeams are finally leaving Lincolnshire and heading off to pastures new in their little sunbeam.
We got Cambridge and we've got Suffolk and we got all over the place, aren't we?
Nottinghamshire, we're everywhere.
Like a rash.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you can get cream for that. After a shaky start, Natasha's shopping took a turn for the better. She grabbed a trench saw, even a hat block and a doggy boot scraper.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure?
It's fine.
So she has £103.50 for today's purchases. Philip, meanwhile, only managed to bag a bronze paperboy figure.
He looks like he needs a good dentist, doesn't he?
Leaving him with just over 190 in his wallet. Everybody happy? You bet your life we are.
You know, when you buy something, you know, the minute you've paid for it, you think, I'm not sure about that.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on this programme, there isn't a 30-day cooling off period to take it back.
Yeah. Caveat emptor, Phil. Let the purchaser beware. Later, we're heading for an auction in Nottingham. But for now, Philip is striking out alone towards the Suffolk village of Risby, where one of these thatched buildings has Phil's name on it. And here we are.
Oh, this is Serrell heaven. Look at this.
Yes, Risby Barn Antiques has a fair selection of his favourite big lumps to peruse and pick up.
This is a roofing finial. This would have sat on the ridge of a roof. And it's there. It's got no purpose in life. It's just merely decorative. Why would I like that? And who's going to buy it now? I mean, if you've got a roof, you're going to want one at one end and one at the other. And there's only one here.
Yeah, £85 on the ticket.
It says here it's a larger church finial in 2 parts. Well, where's the other part? I mean, there might be something else that goes with it, well, like a church.
I think we draw the line on you buying an actual building, Phil. Let's have a shufty inside, shall we? He's got £191 and change to play with. And they're not short of things to buy in here, that's for sure.
Oh, I like the look of that.
Look out, he spotted something.
So that is a cordite shell carrier. And it's got a coat of arms on it. And they're kind of linen on a plaster base. I absolutely love that.
Also known as Clarkson cases, these spark-proof containers were designed to protect cordite charges from accidentally igniting. £150 on the ticket.
I expect you're wondering why we're going to be looking at a thing for lumping shell cases up and down a battleship. But, you know, what you do today is you don't sell an item, you sell a look. And I think that's got a really good look. It would make a great waste paper bin in a gentleman's office. It would make a stick stand. And I think that's a really cool thing. I worry myself sometimes.
I don't know. There are stranger things than that in here.
Good Lord above. You know, I thought that was a lady stood there.
Look, she's got friends.
Have you ever seen any crash test dummies for sale? I think I've probably been in a car with a few. What sort of idiot would buy a crash test dummy? I think you might be looking at that sort of an idiot, because I think they're really cool. They're £175. I wouldn't know whether that's ridiculously expensive or half price. Oh, there's a hand there as well. That's really... Do you know, I've gone off those now. No, that's never right, that.
I never thought I'd see the day when we found something too weird for Serrell. Moving on.
I have a huge weakness in life for trunks. Makes me sound like an elephant. No comment, please.
As if.
I just think these are really, really cool. This is a late 19th century trunk. It's probably at some point in time had linen between these panels here and somebody stripped all that off. And it's just a cool thing, that. Someone's put a lot of time and effort into that. If you look just there, you can see the remains of the old linen. I think it's got a fairly sound bottom. You always want to see a good sound bottom, don't you?
Ask the cake makers.
If you're going to buy a trunk, do not buy one like that one there, which has got a dome top. Because if you've got a dome top trunk, everything falls off it. But this is flat. I think that's a really cool thing. How much is it? Oh, £145. I think the way forward for me here is to see if I can have a bit of a group deal.
Well, bulk discount. Owner Richard's the man to ask. You'll find him out in the yard.
How old do you think that is? Is it 1950s or is it 1870s?
I think it's early one. I think it says it's got two pieces on it, right?
Yeah.
What's happened is someone has fixed mastic in there or something that's actually held it together.
OK. I'll tell you what I think I'd like to do. I definitely want to buy the trunk.
Right.
I definitely want to buy that cordite thing in the jig job. And I'd quite like to buy the finial. And I'd like to bid you for the lot.
Indeed. They've got a combined ticket price of £380, well over Philip's budget. Time for another suck.
Would you take 150 quid for the three?
That is pushing it.
I know that.
Gonna have to be looking at the £200 markish.
175 meet halfway?
Yeah, 175.
Absolutely, right, thank you very much indeed.
OK, we'll go with that.
I'm so pleased with that. I'm really, really pleased.
We like to see a smile upon your face.
It doesn't happen very often.
But after that deal, he'll be grinning from ear to ear. £65 each for the trunk and the shell carrier, and £45 for the finial. Nice job all round. But while he makes good his escape, Natasha has made her way to Cambridgeshire and Ely. Built on an island in the fens, the city takes its name from the long and slippery fish that Phil was trying to catch yesterday. Natasha's come to its magnificent medieval cathedral, the stone of which was bought with eels. But you already know that. Wow. Begun in 1083, it's considered to be one of the wonders of the medieval world, thanks to its unique octagonal tower. It's also home to some stunning windows. And Natasha's here to meet Jasmine Allen, who curates the cathedral's stained glass collection.
Jasmine, I feel very familiar with stained glass. I feel like I know it, but actually, I don't really know its origins, so where did it all begin?
Well, we don't actually know when stained glass was first made, but coloured glass, of course, was being used by the Egyptians in beads and vessels, and we think the Romans were the first to use glass in their windows. But stained glass, as we know it, glass held together with lead, was actually developed in the medieval period, probably around the 6th or 7th century.
So how original is this glass?
Well, unfortunately, the windows here aren't medieval. They're not part of the original building. They're beautiful, but they were put there in the late 19th century. Because of the Reformation and the Civil War, a lot of the medieval glass in the building has now been destroyed and lost. There are a few fragments in the building from the kind of 14th century, but actually what's more special is upstairs in the Stained Glass Museum, we have some really historic, precious examples from the 13th century right up to the present day.
The museum's collection was started in the 1970s to rescue windows that were in danger of being destroyed. They now have over 1,000 stained glass panels from all over the British Isles and beyond.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I mean, I've been close to contemporary stained glass, but this is not brand new, is it?
No. What we've got here is some really early 13th century windows. These are actually two roundels from a window depicting the life of St. Vincent of Saragossa, who was tortured by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. So you can see that his torturers here are prodding him, his naked body, on a bed of hot coals. And this guy is actually rubbing salt into his wounds.
Church windows like these often functioned as a poor man's Bible, a way of giving religious instruction to their largely illiterate parishioners.
So if I couldn't read words, I could read these windows and I could take what the stories were trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Although there have been advances over the centuries, the technique of coloured glass held together with lead has remained more or less the same since medieval times. And of course, there's one other element that all stained glass needs: light.
It's just so beautiful. Now this looks slightly more sophisticated, so I'm guessing a bit later.
Yes, this is a 14th century window from England.
Now, I'm an art history student, so this is the Annunciation.
Yes.
It's got all the key pieces, the lilies and the Holy Spirit and the Archangel Gabriel.
Here in the 14th century, we've got a variety of colours. We've got a nice green and an orange, and we've also got this yellow, this light pale yellow. You can see it on the hair of the Virgin, and that's actually a silver compound. We call it silver stain, which is where the term stained glass actually originates from. It stains clear glass yellow when it's fired in the kiln.
Absolutely amazing.
The museum has examples of stained glass through the ages right up to modern designs. And behind the scenes in the museum's workshop, they've got a surprise for Natasha that's very contemporary.
Okay, what's going on here? Hi, Pippa, Tasha.
Hello,
Lovely to
how
meet
do
you.
you
So
Yes.
what exactly are you up to? When did you do that? That's our Sunbeam Alpine.
Good.
Antiques road trip. So this is stained glass minus the lead.
Yes, exactly. There's a piece of lead here which gives you an idea what the lead is like. It is bendy, so you can bend it round your pieces and then cut it in the right places, and solder the joints.
Pippa, you're amazing. I can't get over that. That's so wonderful.
And here we are, the finished article, immortalised in stained glass, eh? Absolutely smashing. Philip, meanwhile, is out and about on the hunt for another deal.
So keep your eyes out for an antique shop.
Ooh, look, there's one. He's made it to Land Beach, on the outskirts of Cambridge. And just through this gate is an emporium that looks like Serrell's personal slice of heaven. It's called Stantiques. So it stands to reason.
You must be Stan.
Hiya,
Stan's the man.
Yeah, hi Phil, yeah.
You've got some good things in here, haven't you?
Yeah, have a look round. Not everything's got a price on it, but I'm sure we can sort something out, all right?
There's no price, it's free, isn't it?
You wish. With only £16.80, you're not exactly flush at the moment, Phil.
Stan?
Yes, Phil.
What are these bricks then?
Commemorative type bricks. Sometimes people collect royal memorabilia. And
You collect bricks?
Different things tickle different people.
So this is a Charles and Diana royal wedding brick. How much are your bricks, Stan?
How many's in there, Phil? Is there
well,
a
I think
couple in there?
There's just two, Stan.
Two?
Yeah.
How about £5 for the pair?
Do you know, Stan, we might be up for that.
We've turned into a DIY show all of a sudden.
I believe I've got some more bricks out the front, Phil, if that's your bag.
Well, I've never had myself down as a brickman, Stan, but let's go and have a look at them. Come on.
You do slightly look like a bricklayer,
Yeah,
Phil.
thanks, Stan. Come on, Stan.
So, while these two head off to the builder's yard, let's see where Natasha's got to. She's headed into Cambridge proper for her last shop of the day.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Tasha.
I'm Bill, pleased to meet
Hi,
you.
nice to meet you. Anita. Lovely to meet you both. What do you reckon? Should I just get stuck
Yes, you
in?
have a look round and get
Okay.
stuck in.
Right, I'll call on you, Bill, if I need you.
There's a fair bit to ponder here in the hive, but with a little over £100 left in her pocket, what's our busy bee sweet on?
So this is an etched glass. It says, William Gobbling, gibbeted at somewhere, August 3rd, 1832. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the macabre or horror movies or anything like that, but gibbeting was a particularly nasty form of hanging, public execution, whereby, if I remember correctly, the body was left in public as a display, as a deterrent. Oh, it's labelled as the last gibbeting.
William Jobling, a coal miner, was hung for a murder that he didn't commit. His body was displayed in his hometown of Jarrow for 3 weeks until one night it mysteriously disappeared.
So that's horrible. But what's interesting is that there is a market for the macabre. if I were into nasties, would I want a glass to commemorate a gibbeting? I might, you know.
That rather grisly souvenir is priced up at £45. Anything else? More edifying?
Here's a little cloisonne teapot. When you think tea, you think China, you think ritual, and so it's quite evocative. I would imagine this is 19th century. The cloisonne style is these little swirls. All of the borders that you see are really thin wire that are wound onto the body of this teapot, filled in with enamel, placed into a kiln and fired. And here they are, rock solid colour for the ages. This is, you know, over a century old. So it's a really pretty thing. It is just decorative. It doesn't have a price tag on it. And that can sometimes be a good thing, sometimes a bad thing.
Well, let's have a word with Bill, see if he can sort you out.
Found a couple of wee items. I think the one in which I'm more interested, naturally, is the rather devilish one. Would you buy this sort of thing at auction? It's a bit murky. Does that appeal to you?
It appeals to me, and people buy death masks.
They do. That's even more grim. £45 on the ticket.
38 would be the best on it.
This teapot, miniature as it is, does not have a price. I'm hoping that that's miniature.
It isn't priced yet because I just bought it. I was going to put 15 on it, but 12 would buy it.
£12 for the teapot. I'm going to go with that, Bill. Thank you very much. So 38 for the glass is the very best. It couldn't be 35.
Seeing as it's shoe, I'll go to 35, but 47 for the two.
47 for the two. Go on, Bill. Shake my hand.
Her last two purchases, one sweet, one not so savoury.
Thank you very much, cheerio.
Time you buzzed off, I think. Now, back to Land Beach, where Phil seems to have the makings of a rather small barbecue.
What's this one, Stan?
Phil, I might have made your day.
Really? Does it say Phil Serrell was here? King George V. So, is that must be a Dalton one as well?
Yeah, it looks like a Dalton blue. It's definitely another commemorative type brick.
I've never ever met a brick expert before, Stan.
Me neither. Who knew there was so much to know? And there's more.
This one seems to have sort of a porcelain face. I've seen them in banks.
Yeah, I've seen them
at the turn of the century. Well. Yes, I have, yes.
Yeah. Normally there's a sign over the door that says gentleman. How much do you want for your bricks, Stan?
What about 15 quid? That's a job lot of assorted bricks. OK, mate?
What have I done?
A little over £2 per brick, that's what.
I'm going to give you 15 quid, and I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. OK, there you are, look, there's 15 quid. Stan, I think you need help.
He's only selling them. You're the fool who's buying them. Let's call it a day, shall we?
I think there might be a reversal of fortune to this auction.
No, it's going to be fine. Just be thankful that you're not sitting with a fishing rod in the pouring rain.
How true. Time for some shut-eye, he thinks. We've made it to market, and it looks like the shoppers are out in force.
Morning.
Morning. Yeah.
A picture with a microphone.
Ribeye.
Got any good sausage?
And again.
Oh, well.
It's a beautiful day for buying beef and for buying antiques.
It's a top day. Come on. All right,
Come
lovely.
on, me old mucker.
The old mucker.
Our two traders started this leg in Lincolnshire and have made their way to the city of Nottingham. Here to peddle their wares at Arthur Johnson & Sons in the room and online. Philip was just about cleaned out, spending £225 on 5 auction lots.
I personally have bought one of these roof tiles before because I think they're so smart. Of course, they go right at the peak and they create a bit of a statement. I am a little worried, however, that this one has been in 2 pieces at one point, and a strong wind might not do our buyers any favours.
Natasha was a little more frugal, parting with £127 on her 5 lots.
I think Natasha is now beginning to steal Philip Serrell country, because if anything has got Philip Serrell written all over it, it's this saw. How cool is that? That's a really great agricultural bygone. I'm beginning to feel a little sore about this.
Hey, he's here all week, folks. Now, what tickles the fancy of auctioneer Philip Poyser?
Ship's trunk, it's a good one. It's in really good condition. It's a nice colour. It's the sort of thing that would fit into any room in the house. I see that doing well. I think the most interesting one is the ale glass. The glass on its own is probably only worth a few pounds, but with the inscription it makes it a completely different thing, and I doubt whether you'll find another one. A set of bricks, yeah, there's only 3 commemorative bricks, the others are just really bricks with the manufacturer's name on. But what do you do with a commemorative brick once you bought it?
Very good question. Right, you two, let's get settled in. It's about to start.
Look at this.
603.
Are you going to be Maid Marian?
Charger.
Am I going to be Robin Hood?
That's what you mean. We're in Nottingham, right?
Yeah. Am I going to be Robin Hood or the sheriff?
Friar Tuck, perhaps. First up to bat is Natasha's little cloisonne teapot, probably for sake.
Let's watch him work this crowd into a frenzy.
£10 on the miniature. Thank you. 10 bid at 10. £10 at 10. 12 bid. 15 at £12. On my right at 12. 15's online. At 18's in the room. At 18. At £18 bid at 18. Done at 18. 20 bid. You sure? At £20 then. Online. Done at 20.
Very good, Natasha. Start how you mean to go on.
I feel so good. Can we just stop now?
Yeah, I'm not competitive, Phil.
Let's see if you can make the headlines with your hefty bronze paperboy.
What is it, 1920, something like that?
I think he's a wee bit more modern.
Forward annotation including
How
ring
dare
star
you.
Michael.
10 bid. 10 and bid at 10. At 10 bid at 10. 12. 15, 18, 20. Got 25 online.
Yeah.
30? Nope, at 25 online, at 25. Make it 30 now. Done, sold at 25.
Oh dear. Not the news he wanted to hear.
Phil, I feel sorry for you there because...
Do you look it?
No.
Now, military fans and arborists, take note. Tasha's trench saw.
20 bid at 20, at £20. At 20, with me, 5, 30, 5, 40,
Oh, no.
5, 45 on my left now, at 45.
Will you stop
At 45
digging me in
bid
the
at
ribs?
45. Gentleman's bid in the room at 45, it's against you online. At £45, done, sold, it goes at 45. 50, just in time. 55 in the room. At 55, don't leave it late online, please, at 55.
Sarah, what's
the bid's
happening?
in the room, the hammer's falling at 55.
Oh, hey. Well done.
Quite. That's another ripping profit.
This is just... I don't feel anything.
It doesn't matter really who
4
wins, does
commission
it?
bids. I've got bids of 15, 20 and 30.
Time now for that bungalow starter kit. Just add mortar and a prayer.
I've got 20 bid and 5 on the book at 25, at £25 bid.
That is bonkers.
At 25, at £25 bid at 25, at £25.
Well done, Stan.
Bids on the book at 25. Make it 30.
Might be hope for the ridge tile
Done
yet.
At 25.
Phil, you're a man of great wisdom.
It seems brick enthusiasts are more common than you'd think.
I thought I might have dropped a brick.
And I have 12. 12 bid at 12. 12
Oh,
pound
I
bid.
made an error.
Oh,
At 12 pound 15. Bid of
I've
15.
no idea what they're talking about. Next up is Natasha's grizzly glass. I really fancy this.
I've got a number of commission bids. I can put it straight in at 40, £40 bid. Add 40 bid, 5, 50, 5, 60. 60 bid.
Fans of the macabre in the room today, eh?
60,
She's nudging me in the ribs
70,
all the time.
70 bid, at 70, at £70. Still with me, 75, 80 I've got, 5, 90 bid at 90.
This is new. This is new for me.
At £90, at
This
90,
feels good.
won't find another. At £90, at 90, 5, 95, 100, 110, 120. On commission, 130, 140. 140 bids. Still with me on the book at 140.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
At 140 and I sell, done at 140.
Well, blow me down.
And it goes to
Blow me down.
That was a fantastic result. Not for William Jobling, of course, or for Phil.
You do not like this one bit.
20.
It feels really good.
20 bid.
It's a bit of a trouncing so far. Can your trunk turn the tide?
£100 bid at 100, at £100 bid at 100, 110, 120, 120, 130, 130, 150 I've got to go now, 160? At 150 on the trunk, last call, it goes at £150.
I think you put a really nice glass top on there.
Everything's a coffee table to you, Phil. Bit of a fight back there, though. That's good.
How do you feel now? A little bit better?
No.
Oh, for goodness sake, that was brilliant.
Natasha's milliner's block now, perfectly proportioned and exactly her size.
I've got 15 to start the bidding at 15. I've got people queuing up on line. 18, 18 bid 20, 20 bid at 20, at 20 bid, 5, 25 bid, on my right at 25, at £25 bid, in the room, on my right at 25. 30 make it? It goes, sold at 25.
My luck's run out.
Well, at least it made you feel better about the size of your own bonds.
You only broke even on that. Hell's teeth. What's the matter with the world?
Sarky. Now, if you've got any cordite lying around, we have just the thing. Boom, boom.
Add 30 bid at 30. Add £30 at 30. I'll take 5. 5's online. 40 is the absentee bid. Add 40. It's against you online and in the room. The bid's on the book. Being sold. Done. It goes at 40.
Oh, it's a weird roller coaster for you today.
Yeah, there's no middle ground, is there?
That's the joy of the auction, Phil.
Alas.
Alas and alas.
It's the wee doggy boot scraper up next. Natasha's last lot, and I really fancy that too.
Come on, Scotty dog, show us your stuff.
Bid 20. 20 bid at 20. Add 20 bid at 20, and I call it very cheap. 25. Add 25. It's against you online at £25. Last call. It goes, done at £25.
Do you know what? That was cheap.
I'd go so far as to say it was rough. Bad luck, Tasha.
I would have bought that. No, I would have really bought that.
Me too. Finally, it's Phil's finial. Go well with his bricks.
Do you ever get that sort of real minute of regret just before your lot comes up? When you think to yourself, do you know what? I really shouldn't have bought this.
Too late now, mate.
10. £10 bid at 10. 12. 12 bid at 12. At £12 bid in the room at 12. At £12 bid at 12. Make it 15. At £12. At £12. On my right, being sold. It goes, done at 12.
The rate's done at 12. I'm done at 12.
Bad luck, old bean. And that just about caps off this auction.
I think you've had quite a good day, haven't you?
It felt good, but I'm always surprised by the maths. Every time I think I've done well, I forget about pesky commission.
I wish I could forget about it. Come on, let's go have a look.
Let's go figure it out. Well done, Phil.
I think you might be pleasantly surprised, Natasha. Philip started this leg with £226.80, but after auction costs, he's had a bit of a loss, leaving him with £208.44. Natasha, meanwhile, began with £183.50, and even after costs, she's made a very healthy profit. So, with £273.80, she pulls into the lead.
It's busy out here, Phil.
Absolutely.
They must have heard the sheriff of Nottingham's
I
in
tell
town.
you, Maid Marian, I'm wincing.
Next on the trip, we head for the hills.
Have we peaked?
I peaked a long time ago.
Natasha hits panic stations.
Where do I start? Where do I start?
And Phil takes steps.
This little face. Anybody would think you've never seen any before.
I think it's love.
They came from the four corners of the earth. The mightiest gladiators from Great Britain, Finland, America, and Russia. Together for the first time in history, united to accept the challenge of the international champion contenders in a battle that would decide who is the best in the world.
just joined us, today is the third of our 4 preliminary rounds. Today's winners will move on to the semifinals. But John, that is just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, that's right, Mike. Tonight's contenders, they are representing their countries. They are the best in their particular countries. And rightly so, if they win and they go through, they will receive the biggest prize we can give them, which is 2 tickets each to see the world first class. So let's meet tonight's contenders, who are...
From Russia, female competitor Olga Duodnik.
And from Great Britain, Eunice Huthart.
Olga, welcome to Birmingham. Where do you come from? Where is your hometown?
Hi, guys! I'm from Moscow, Russia.
And what do you do for a living?
Track and field, athletics, sprinter, 100 meters.
100-meter sprinter. And how do you think you're going to do against the Gladiators here in England?
I am happy to take part in the game.
And we're happy to have you here. Best of luck against the Gladiators. Use some of that speed to get by them. Olga Duodnik from Russia.
Now, Eunice, here we are, the international gladiators. How many people did you beat to get here?
Well, first we had to compete against 25,000 people at the very beginning. And then it's been whittled down, and eventually I've been through 4 rounds of the Gladiators and beat each competitor in each round.
What do you actually do for a living?
For a living, I am actually a full-time kickboxer and a full-time mum when I can.
And is your little one here today? Is it a boy or a girl?
A little girl, Carly, she'll be over there somewhere.
And how do you think you're going to do tonight?
Well, last time I was just representing Liverpool. It's not a just, because Liverpool is 100%, I'm a Liverpool girl. But it means a lot more to be representing your country as well.
Well, off you go. Get yourself ready. Wish you all the best.
All right, let's meet tonight's men's competition. First from Finland, Tommi Vuoristo.
And from the USA, Kyla Storm.
Tommi, welcome. Where are you from in Finland?
I'm from Kerala.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Are you going to use some of the knowledge that you have as a mechanical engineer to apply to the competition against the Gladiators? How do you think you're going to do against them?
Well, of course, I'm going to use my engineer
background,
qualities,
right?
Yes, and I will try to do my best, and let's see how far it takes.
Well, it could take you a long, long way. Tommi, best of luck. He was the 1994 Finnish champion, Tommi Vuoristo.
Now, Kyla, you're a stuntman. Can you tell us some of the stunts which you've done?
Sure. I've done one Labor Day. We had a big block party, and a friend of mine was in on it. He told me to drive. He wanted to drive his car down the road, and he would run me over. I would go over the top of the car, over the back of the trunk, and just land flat on my face. But unfortunately, when he hits me, he threw my feet up in the air, and my butt went into the windshield, and I broke the windshield and got stuck a little bit. But I did manage to still roll over the car, and it played it off really good, and the whole neighborhood just freaked. They thought it was like a real hit and run type of deal. But we just got up and just said, you know, it was just entertainment, and we just something to fool around with, you know.
And where are you actually from in America?
Stockton, California, I call hometown, and it's the Central Valley. And I'm up to see them after the competition. I haven't been there for about 3 years, so it's going to be a great reunion. Hopefully a victorious reunion from this Gladiator International.
Good. We wish you all the best. Get yourself ready, Carl.
All right, you've seen the Gladiators. You've heard from the contenders. Let the games begin. Event number 1, women's sky track. In the pink uniform, Russian track and field star Olga Duodnik. Her opponent in the yellow uniform, British kickboxing champion Eunice Huthart. For the Gladiators, joining forces, Great Britain and America, the chase team of Lightning and Jazz. Over to our international referee, Larry Thompson.
Russia, ready?
track, a straight race over this figure 8 course, and what the Gladiators will try to do is hit the detonator that trails both our contenders.
Just like that, Lightning takes Olga out. Now it's all about Eunice and Jazz.
Eunice can sense that finish line, but Jazz closing in, reaches out, and she's got her.
She smokes her just before the finish line. Neither contender's getting any points. The Gladiators doing a good job, Mike.
Could be a long day for our contenders, but there's 4 more events to come, plus the Eliminator. Brand new experience for Olga, Lightning an old hat at this. It took her 4 tries, however. She reached out once, twice, 3 times, and finally the 4th time was the charm right there.
And for Eunice, what a disappointment. So close to the finish line, but taken out by Jazz on the last corner.
Now, Jazz, you have Skytrack in America, but I understand it's a little bit different.
Correct. This particular course actually has more curves, and I think this course is much harder than ours.
Is it faster?
I think it's faster, but it's a game where you really have to think. As you can see, I can't just stop and hit the ball. You have to keep moving with it.
Thanks very much, Jazz. Lightning, how did you find that?
Superb. I love this game. Skytrack is one of my favourite events. It's all about power and speed within the legs. You use the hands as balance, especially for turning the corners. But I think I've mastered this game now. I love it. It's really good.
Well, you certainly caught Olga very, very quickly. Let's hear it for Jazz and for Lightning!
Both girls proving how good they are in the air. And there's Lightning proving how good she is on the floor.
After one event in the women's competition, Eunice Huthart of Great Britain 0, Olga Duodnik of Russia 0. The men are locked in and set to race. Dressed in blue from the United States, Kyler Storm. In the red uniform from Finland, Tommi Vuoristo. For the Gladiators, the chase team of Nitro and Saracen. Over to international referee Larry Thompson.
Finland, ready! America, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
So Nitro's on Tommi Vuoristo and Saracen's behind Kyler Storm.
And the Finn is flying with the lead at the moment, but Kyler catches him in the curve.
And the Gladiators well behind at the moment.
Not an event you want to do on a full stomach. Here they come, headed for the finish line. This one's going to be close. Oh. Who is it?
Well, that has to be a photo finish, Mike. That was too close to call.
Kyler and Tommi side by side. Let's see it one more time. Kyler in the blue. Looks like he just touched out there at the finish to win.
And you can see for yourself, there's the freeze frame. He's the winner.
So after one event in the men's competition, Kyler Storm of the USA 10, Tommi Vuoristo of Finland 5.
Event 2, Powerball.
Eunice Huthart told us earlier what she knows about the other 3 competing countries.
Russia. They talk funny, they wear fuzzy hats, they stand outside shops in the freezing cold for the dinner. America. They talk funny, very funny. There are a lot of fat people there. Eat big meals. Everywhere you go in America, it's like all you can eat for $7. And people just stay there all day. It's amazing. And Finland, don't know much about Finland except they talk funny there. That's about it.
Olga will be using the red balls and Eunice the blue. And guarding those 5 baskets are our international gladiators, Jazz, Sky, and Panther!
Jazz and Sky from the USA.
Over to Larry Thompson.
Panther from Great Britain.
And Great Britain, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready?
Better believe it.
Eunice said we talk funny?
Well, she is our diplomat from Liverpool.
3, 2, 1.
Let's play ball.
Immediately, Panther ties Eunice up. That time, Jazz doing the honors.
Oh, Olga nearly scored that time.
Eunice gets away to score one.
Olga equalizes there.
Sky riding Eunice out of bounds. Aptly named at 6'3" tall. Olga scores again. She takes the lead.
Olga leads Jazz on a merry dance for another two.
Panther pouncing on Olga. Jazz doing the same to Eunice.
And Eunice didn't come out of that tackle too well. She looks a bit winded to me.
Oh, she breaks away there to score. 10 seconds remain now. Olga still leads 6-4.
Some great tackling by Jazz. Olga sticks another two in there.
8-4 the final.
And Eunice looks a little out of sorts. Lost her focus on this. Flag day down there, though, Mike.
Olga gave the Gladiators a little lesson in Russian roulette.
And Jazz, great tackling all the way.
Congratulations, Eunice and Olga. How did you find that, Eunice?
It was tough. I just can't seem to get my head together properly. I'm going to have to go backstage and focus in a minute. And get ready for the rest of the show, because I'm definitely not having a good show so far.
How important is it, being 100% focused?
Oh, it's very important to me. My mind's just not right. I'm just going to go and get it right now.
Okay, Eunice, well, you got yourself 4 points. Olga, how did you find that, and how much did your speed help you?
You know, it's a beautiful game, but there were 2 competitors I beat easily. But one girl was very strong. But nevertheless, I tried very hard, no matter how difficult the falls.
Well, congratulations, you got yourself 8 points! Jazz, it looked hard work. How did you find it?
Hard. Very difficult. The girls, they're not to be underestimated. 2 good contenders, that's what we want. Good contenders. Brings out the best in us.
Panther, looked like you missed a couple of tackles there. You weren't yourself.
Not today. They were quick. I tried to get there, just couldn't get my arms around them to pull them down, but I had 2 powerhouses from the States with me today. They were good.
And let's hear it for our international gladiators, Sky, Panther, and Jazz!
After 2 events in the women's competition, Eunice Huthart of Great Britain 4, Olga Duodnik of Russia 8.
Tommi Vuoristo told us earlier how Finnish Gladiators compares to this competition.
In Finland, we have about 8 different games. You have 16. So that is a very big difference, and we can practice here in advance, but in Finland, we don't. That's a very, very big difference also.
Tommi from Finland will be using the red balls, and Kyla from the USA will be using the blue. And guarding those baskets is Trojan, Dynamite, and the Terminator! Over to Larry Thompson.
Dynamite from Russia, Terminator from Finland, and of course Trojan representing Great Britain.
Had a serious haircut by the look of it as well.
Gladiators, are you ready?
Tommi talked about the opportunity of having a chance to practice beforehand. Nothing can get you ready for Powerball except just going out there and doing it. Basically, it's all instinct. Tommi has one roll off the cylinder early on.
Eludes Dynamite.
Only for the moment. Dynamite coming back to make the save. There, Tommi scores the first points of the match.
Oh, and Kyla evens it up with a 2.
And Tommi's got another one. It's 4-2.
What a dummy there.
Faked like he was going to go in the outside cylinder, and then Kyler scored in the center for 3.
Oh, what's that? On the head, Harry. Bit of soccer there, Mike.
In Powerball, just about anything goes.
Some big tackles coming in now.
And it is apparent that both our contenders are running out of gas here.
2 points there, just as you say that, Mike. Is not always the way. Kyla on 7, Tommi 4. It ends up in the basket.
Gets no point for that.
He's happy with his performance. He's head over heels. Well, Tommi got away with murder. The referee didn't see him outside the zone, and he slipped in those 2 points. In Powerball, you get everything you deserve. Blood, sweat, and tears. There's the blood.
Congratulations. A very clean and fair game. Tommi, apart from your bloody nose as it was, how did you find it?
I'm not sure which one of them took it from me, but it's okay. That happens. You can nothing about it.
You're obviously very, very fast. You've got a lot of agility. Did that help?
No. In my opinion, I was so slowly, and well, that was awful.
Any injuries? Did you get injured at all?
No. Maybe that.
Apart from that?
Yeah. No.
Well done. Well, you got yourself 4 points. Carl, tremendous display. Very fit, very sharp. How did you find it?
Challenging at first. They double-teamed the California, man. They double-teamed me. I couldn't believe it. But first time I got sacked, I was...
Tell us, what does double-team you mean?
But there's 2 walls. Both of them. Terminator. What is... Dynamite. They were right there in my face. I said, I just have to take this one and go down. I went down after that, started getting the rhythm, and got pumped. Pumped, went for that middle cylinder.
But you got a center basket, which I haven't seen done for a long time.
Thank you very much. Guys are tough. And...
Well, you got yourself 7 points. Well done. Dynamite, how did you find that?
That game, very explosive. You English crazy, but I love you.
Terminator, how did you find that?
Yeah, I came over here to destroy. That's the name of the game.
Well, there you are. Came over here to destroy. You're certainly doing that. Trojan, what about you? Obviously very popular. How did you find that fitting in with a new team?
It was great. I mean, it's a minute of hard, but very clean, powerful. We got Dynamite, we got Terminator, got myself Trojan, communicating, slap each other, pointing. People knew what was happening. It was good.
Even though you didn't speak any of the same language, you still were able to tell each other where to go?
Yeah, it's just like a tap on the back and a point and communication, eye contact, and we're starting to work as more of a team. I think it's going to be a great show.
Congratulations, very fair game. Let's hear it for our Gladiators.
I think everyone's fair game tonight, Mike. You guys talk funny and we're just crazy.
Where will it all end? So after 2 events in the men's match, Tommi Vuoristo of Finland 9, Kyler Storm of the USA 17.
Well, at the end of Powerball, it's time to have a very short break. But don't go away, because we're going to be back very soon, and you can see some more exciting fun on the International Gladiators!
Welcome back to the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England, with more International Gladiators. And we are set now for event number 3, the game of spring and recoil, women's swing shot. And we ask you to turn your attentions to the contender tower. In the pink uniform from Russia, Olga Duodnik. And wearing the yellow uniform, 1994 British Gladiator champion Eunice Huthart. And for the Gladiators, she's the limit, Sky. She'll be joined by the electrifying Lightning. Over to our international referee, Larry Thompson.
Great Britain and Russia, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Swing out, sisters. They meet in the middle, and a great defensive job by Lightning, leaving Olga empty-handed, but Eunice gets away with a blue for 2.
All 4 athletes tethered to bungee cords. Eunice has got a yellow this time. She's got to put it in the scoring bin to make it count. She had 2 yellows.
2 yellows.
She now has a total of 4. She has picked off another one.
Olga not having much luck here. As I say that, she picks up her first yellow.
Interesting technique, holding the scoring marker in her mouth.
Or in the beak, as we say.
In the old beak.
Sky, definitely with her head in the clouds. Not getting the swing of this at all. Lightning doing great defensive work.
Eunice again, scot-free. She's got 2 more yellows.
And there's no more yellows left up there, so Olga's going to have to climb for a blue. Oh, look at this. Big preparation. Oh, out of time here. But that's what I mean about pulling the blue. Eunice 8, Olga 1.
Brand new experience for Olga Duodnik, and it showed, but Eunice Huthart, she talked about her lack of focus in the first 2 events. She certainly had it here in swing shot.
Certainly the bungee helped her bounce back.
After 3 events in the women's competition, Olga Duodnik of Russia 9, Eunice Huthart of Great Britain 12. The men are atop their platforms, ready for a swing shot in the red uniform from Finland, Tommi Vuoristo. And in the blue from the USA, Kyler Storm. Working against them, the Gladiators, it's Wolf and Nitro.
All the way there.
Over to international referee Larry Thompson.
Finland and America, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
This ought to be good, John. Nitro and Wolf, the nasty twins, they're so bad they don't even like themselves. And they knocked nearly all the balls off the cylinder. Kyler Storm, however, was able to grab not 1 but 3 reds, a total of 9 points. What a start for him.
The gruesome twosome certainly got their work cut out for them tonight. And Tommi needs to get up there and pull some points back.
The only problem, John, there's not too many scoring markers left up there.
And there's a few more to hit the floor.
Tommi did get a yellow. He puts it in. He's on the scoreboard.
Oh, look at Wolf. And Nitro.
Tommi's got another one. And Kyler's got, let's see how many. 3 blues. And he's going to put them all back in to make them count, though.
That's greedy.
He does. 17 points.
That's the highest score I've ever seen in this game. Entertainment value very high in that one.
Right side up, upside down. Kyler Storm extremely comfortable in there. And look at that, he's baiting the Wolfman.
And no wonder, look at this move. Up go his feet, almost upside down, strips away 9 points from the Wolf.
Results after 3 events in the men's competition. Tommi Vuoristo of Finland, 13. Kyler Storm of the USA, 34.
1-4, hitting run. First up is Olga from Russia. And waiting to run the bridge against Jazz and Flash. Sky and Panther. Over to John Anderson.
Russia, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3.
In this event, contenders are given 2 points for every successful crossing of this treacherous suspension bridge, but you have to touch that back railing.
2 points already. And she's dodging the traffic very nicely. I guess being Russian, she's using a larder.
A little like rush hour. Forgot to touch the back railing there. That crossing will not count.
Well noticed. Jazz taking a time on the shot there.
And time expires. 3 successful crossings for Olga Duodnik, a total of 6 points.
Here's the incident. Forgets to touch the back bar, as Mike spotted.
Next up to face our gladiators from Great Britain is Eunice Huthart. Over to John Anderson.
Great Britain, ready!
John, I think that focus is back.
I was just going to say that, Mike. She looks like she means business now.
3, 2, 1. Ducks one. Dodges another. 1 successful crossing.
Very tentative there as two collided in the middle.
2 giant demolition balls.
Demolition balls from hell.
Like being chased by giant ball bearings or something. This is diabolical.
It's a nightmare out there.
Only this isn't Elm Street, it's a suspension bridge.
Coming up for a 5th successful crossing. That'll get her 10 points.
Liverpool's Eunice Huthart, and pass the word around. The focus is back.
Well done, Eunice. Congratulations. You look a lot more comfortable now. Earlier on, you were a bit down in the dumps, weren't you? How do you feel?
Yeah, just had to wait with my coach, Alfie Lewis, got on the phone. He showed me how to focus. I'm focused now, and I want to take this today.
Do you know how many you scored?
10 points.
Well done, Eunice. You got yourself 10 points.
After 4 events in the women's competition, Olga Duodnik of Russia, 15. Eunice Huthart of Great Britain, 22.
Next up, the men's event. And the first of our contenders from Finland is Tommi. And he's going to be facing the Spartak and Trojan. Hawk and Dynamite. Over to John Anderson.
Finland, ready! Gladiators, ready! Oh, Dynamite's pumped up.
Handsome devil, isn't he?
Yeah, what's he going to do when he loses those looks?
Beats me. Here comes Tommi. Oh, one knocks him down, one knocks him up again. He's lucky.
Vuoristo throwing caution to the wind, deciding just to sprint across the suspension bridge.
Oh, that's it. Time up. Lucky ladders are over.
Down he goes. The bridge too far.
Oh, look at Dynamite swing his thing. It's like a scene out of one of those Russian discos, Saturday Night Fever.
John Revoltovich.
Unlucky, Tommi. You're very, very fast. It looked like you were going for speed there to try and get more points.
Yeah. I'm so far away from covering that I have to take the big risks. Well, that wasn't worth it.
Never mind, you still got yourself 4 points. Well done, Tommi, from Finland.
Up next, the USA's Kyler Storm. Here's his thoughts on the International Gladiators.
There will be some slight modifications in their form and their teamwork because they probably haven't done this yet. But they are also, I saw them today, they are very strong and very big looking, and of course they're athletes, they're professionals. They will adjust to what is at hand.
America, ready! And they like nothing better than to knock Kyler's block off.
Why is that then, Mike?
Ready! Just because they're gladiators. 3, 2, 1.
So, Kyler looking to storm the bridge.
Tommi Vuoristo is talking about taking risks. This man, a real risk taker.
Seems to be paying off so far. That's 2 successful crossings.
A little Ali shuffle up there. Bobbing and weaving.
Ducking and diving.
I don't think a demolition ball has touched him yet. That one does.
Flattened him there. Did he touch the back?
Oh, man. He just banged his chin on the bottom of the bridge.
That looked like it hurt.
He looks a bit stunned, John.
There's his girlfriend. She looks pretty stunning, too.
Can't comment on that. I have a fiance.
He made some great moves on this bridge.
Oh, he sure did.
Well done, Kyler. Looked like you were looking forward to this event, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Got a little nip on the chin. Nothing bad. Oh, shoot, what can I say? This is the man here. I finally got back at him. In the USA, he took me out in the gauntlet. This time I got him.
Well, he didn't get you this time. You were just a couple of seconds away from getting 2 points there. Referee blew his whistle.
Oh, I'm so glad. All right. I'll take it, though, all right?
Well, you did very well. You still got yourself 10 points.
All right, thank you.
Well done.
After 4 events in the men's match, Tommi Vuoristo of Finland, 17. Kyler Storm of the USA, 44. We are set now for event number 5. The women will go at it first in the joust. For the contenders from Russia, Olga Duodnik. And she'll do battle with Finnish gladiator Flash.
Flash weighing in at 11 stone and standing 5'6" tall.
She should pack a punch with that combat stick.
Olga giving away 2 stone.
Russia, but a lot of this event has to do with balance, just being able to stay on those sky bikes.
A certain amount of luck as well, Mike. Depending on which way the bike wants to go. It's got a mind of its own up there. And those combat clubs, well, they're not that heavy, but they do take you off balance if you don't swing the right way.
Or overswing. Olga waiting for her chance.
10 points if she gets the job done on Flash, 5 if she stays on.
The Russian fans here at the National Indoor Arena shouting, Olga, Olga. The guy looks like a tic-tac man there.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to guess what he's saying. Olga picks up 5 points.
But John, was it worth it? Look at the pounding she takes from Flash. We'll have to hide this videotape.
It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it, Mike.
Next up for the contenders, from Great Britain, the 1994 British Gladiator champion, Eunice Huthart.
Yes, our kickboxing champion, Eunice Huthart. Weighing in at 10 stone, standing 5'7" tall, but that's kind of irrelevant here because she'll be sitting.
She's got the eye of the tiger. She'd like nothing better than to knock Flash off her sky bike.
And pick up that valuable 10 points, Mike.
2, 1. Once again, 30 seconds to time limit. And wow, right there.
Ouch.
So far, Eunice holding her own.
Here we go round again. Watch out for that big one on the back of the head. 2 blows. That really felt them. And Eunice just trying to keep her balance up there.
She's defenseless at the moment. One last go around here.
Flash is certainly flush with the hits.
It's a shame we don't award style points. It's a fair bet that Eunice wasn't thinking about those points, however, just surviving.
These are big hits from Flash, like thunderbolts. And Eunice looks to me like she's saying, let's get this over.
After 5 events in the women's competition, Olga Duodnik of Russia, 20. Eunice Huthart of Great Britain, 27. Contender and Gladiator are mounted on their sky bikes. It's the men's turn to joust. First up for the contenders from Finland, Tommi, Vuoristo. And look out, Tommi, as he draws Trojan.
One big fella, 6'2" and 17 stone.
Tommi Vuoristo nearly 6 stone lighter than Trojan. To make matters worse, the mechanical engineer will face a gladiator who handles that combat stick like a broadsword.
And there he is up on his horse. You could say Trojan horse, certainly in his element up there.
3, 2, 1.
Straight to work, that was a big one. And he's over! Wow, he doesn't hang around up there.
All of 2 seconds.
One shot, Tommi gone. And Trojan savouring the moment. And our mechanical engineer is going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Hey, Tommi, I give you credit for just sitting on that sky bike. I wouldn't want to face off against Trojan. How was it up there for you?
Well, that was so short time that I didn't get any touch on that.
Well, was it harder to stay on the bike or harder to withstand the blows that the Gladiator was able to give out?
I'm not sure. Was it my fault or did he hit me so hard? I'm not sure.
Probably a little bit of both.
Maybe that.
The big important thing, you survived. Tommi Vuoristo, Finland. Nice work, Trojan.
Nice work indeed if you can get it. Lucky Trojan isn't paid by the second, otherwise he wouldn't have earned much for that fight.
Next up, hoping to sit tight in his sky bike from the USA, Kyler Storm.
Kyler Storm, same height as Trojan, giving away 3 stone, and look at that, a motivational speaker. But this is no time for words. This is time for action. There's the action man.
3, 2, 1. Both men wailing away at each other with those combat sticks.
And let's face it, Kyler Storm not got complete control of this horse.
He doesn't have complete control of anything.
He's all over the place.
He's hanging on for dear life.
He thinks he's John Wayne up there.
I know, big wind-up.
Oh, Chippy-yay. Take that.
And
good night.
down he goes.
Oh, get off your horse and drink your milk.
Just got a little too fancy for his own good up there.
Bit of a cowboy.
Oh, man, I want everybody to listen up. With just 1/2 a second left on the clock, Trojan got the victory and denied Kyler Storm a chance for 10 points. Kyler, there's no... Just 1/2 a second, and no question in anybody's mind that the effort was there on your part.
Oh, come on, let's check a replay. Was at least my foot still on the pedestal?
John Anderson and referee Larry Thompson right on top of it, 1/2 second left. It was a great battle, though.
Well, thank you, and my world has been rocked by Britain. Guy hits hard, man. Here we go.
Well, yeah, give him a hand. Get out of this one. Trojan, you were outstanding, my man. Did you realize, I know victory is important for the Gladiators and your reputation. Did you know how close you were?
Yeah, I mean, the guy was staying on, the first guy was a lot tougher. He was staying on. I was thinking, it's going to be soon, it's going to be soon. How close was it?
1/2 second.
1/2 second. That's unlucky. It was good timing.
Good timing indeed.
It was lucky.
Good timing, luck, and talent. Trojan! At the end of 5 events, Tommi Vuoristo of Finland, 17. Kyler Storm of the USA, 44. In a moment, the Eliminator will decide which of our contenders moves on to the semifinals. We'll have the run for it all next on International Gladiators. Welcome back, and once again, our competition comes down to the final event, the Eliminator. A berth in the semifinals hanging in the balance. At the moment, Great Britain's Eunice Huthart has a 7-point lead on Russia's Olga Duodnik. That gives the champion kickboxer a 3.5 second head start going into the Eliminator. Over to referee John Anderson.
It's quite incredible because Eunice at the front of the show had lost heart. She's refocused herself. And over the next few moments, we're going to see just how sharp her focus is for this Eliminator.
3, 2, 1. Eunice better be careful because Olga has come from behind potential. A member of the Russian track team where she's a nationally ranked sprinter in the 100 meters.
Well, it doesn't seem to be worrying Eunice. She's already on the hand ladder.
Olga trying to power her way up the rope. Eunice across the rolling beam and now on the cargo net.
And she looks pretty focused to me.
Rock solid, I'd say. Ready to attack the zip line.
And don't forget, a place in the semi-finals.
Olga trying her best to catch up, but Eunice just too sharp. Now across the balance beam.
Eunice Huthart, the Liverpool housewife. Did she ever dream the dream? grabs the rope for a place in the semi-finals.
Eunice certainly had plenty of support, and Russia's Olga Duodnik making short work of the balance beam. Bracing herself for the travelator. No problem with that track and field background. The young Russian did herself proud.
Congratulations, Eunice. You feel a lot better now, don't you?
John, there's one comment my trainer Alfie Lewis always says. The sign of a true champion is a champion who can perform when he's up there and perform when he's down there. And that's what I've done today. I perform when I'm down there. It won't happen again, but I still come through.
Congratulations, another winner on our International Gladiators!
Olga, your impressions, the Eliminator the whole day here in Birmingham.
You know, it's a very beautiful game. But I think we need more experience. I think in Russia we're going to build the same marvelous buildings. We'll practice. And we'll win.
Eunice, she was tough, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was tough. But Britain still come through and won.
Eunice Huthart and Olga Duodnik, two great contenders. Congratulations.
Before the men's event, we're going to have a timeout.
The British show is very different from ours. It's, I would have to say, start off with the fans. The fans are large in volume. We have nothing to compare to as far as the fans. It seems that a lot of your events and shows are more advanced than ours. If I didn't know any better, I would think that it started here in Britain and not in America.
They're very much the same. The only difference would have to be some of your games are different than ours, and you guys have some games like that darn pole axe, which we all love so well. If I never have to get up on that thing again, it'll be too soon.
We have more events here than we do. We've done like 7, 8 different events. Back in Finland, we are changing one event every year. So here we are doing 16 different kinds. So there's many new events for us to learn.
What's a little bit different is when I used to come out, they used to scream Ice Ice Baby. I walk out here and now it's Jet Jet Baby.
In a moment, the Eliminator will decide which of these two men, Tommi Vuoristo of Finland or Kyler Storm of the USA, will go on to the semifinals. At the moment, Kyler has a 27-point lead. That is good for a 13.5-second head start. It's a huge advantage, but crazier things have happened in the Eliminator. Question I want to know about, Kyler, how's the chin? You look like you received stitches following the joust. Will that be a factor here in the Eliminator?
No, actually, it didn't even hurt when I smacked on the hit and run is what I did it on. It was that last few seconds I tried to dive for that last touch, and I dove a little too early, it looked like, and I caught my chin, but didn't even feel it. You know, but there are stitches, but it's no problem for the Eliminator.
Okay, stay focused. Good luck. Tommi, I know as the Finnish champion, you have never been in this position before. Where are you going to derive your sense that maybe something special could happen for you?
Yeah, well, I can promise you that I'm going to go as fast that I can ever go. Well, soon we will see, is it enough?
Tommi, we know you will, and there's a lot of people here at the National Indoor Arena pulling for you. Tommi Vuoristo, Kyler Storm, set to go. One man goes on to the semifinals.
Kyler's girlfriend, Michelle, can hardly bear to watch this. 13.5 seconds. Surely Kyler has to go all the way.
You will go on my whistle. Finland, you will go on John's whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Up and over the high and low hurdles goes Kyler Storm. And now, what is he doing?
Oh, that didn't go right, did it? That'll teach him for being a flat Herbert.
This may be the break that Tommi Vuoristo needs. What was Kyler Storm thinking about?
I guess he thought he had 13.5 seconds and he could do what he likes.
Better be careful because Tommi has cut into that head start, working his way across the handbike and now the rolling beam. He has closed the gap.
And it just goes to show, Mike, on the Eliminator, don't take any lead for granted.
Never. Michelle rooting him on.
I think she's going to have a few words with him about that incident, don't you?
And look at Kyler trying to keep his balance on that balance beam. He did, but just barely. Now up the travelator he goes. It wasn't pretty, but he has done it, and he puts a little exclamation point on at the end.
And Tommi Vuoristo has put so much effort into catching up Kyla that he's pooped out before he hits the tabulator. Deep breath, head high, and this man wants to get to the top. And he does it. And we're glad to see him come through. Tremendous contender.
Congratulations. You made it hard work for yourself there. What were you actually trying to do there on the rope?
Well, actually, I asked the referee during practice if we could use the ledge, climb up, and then grab the rope to pull up. So I started using the ledge, and then Larry said, use the rope. I was about to, lost my concentration, so I just grabbed it in the old-fashioned way. Went ahead and started from there, so.
And even when you came off the last rope before you came through the barrier, the lovely little back spin.
Oh, I love to do that, man. I used to go rope swinging. You would get 30 feet in the air and do twists, and I just love it.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Another winner on the Gladiators, the International.
True to your word, you were pumped up. You made it very, very exciting there at the end, and a lot of people loved the performance here.
Thank you very much. There were so many fans out there that I couldn't let them out.
How does that make you feel when you hear people like this so much behind you?
Well, it gives me more power to go on.
Memorable performance. You didn't win it, but we'll remember you here at the National Indoor Arena. Suomi, Finland, kiitos. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to say best regards to my girlfriend, Päivi.
Who is back in Finland?
Yeah, I miss him.
Okay. Congratulations. Tommi Vuoristo. So that's our story from the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham, England, as two more contenders advance to the semifinals. For John Fashanu and all of us, I'm Mike Adamley. Glad you could join us. See you again on International Gladiators.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
Jim and Tony return for more darts and a bit of a pub quiz in Bullseye next here on Challenge. And tonight at 9, the Chaser proves they're not here to make friends, but Bradders is always by your side in the chase.